I want to remind everybody, firstly, that most buildings in the world are being used for something other than what they were designed for. That's not news. That's true. Secondly, the magnet precedes the container. The Vancouver Art Gallery is now a magnet, has been, and that's because the great work has been done over many years. And a lot of people in the room are party to that work, and we're all very proud of that. So you've got the magnet. The decision about the container, it's clear that it's got to grow. It's got to be bigger. I think that's been heavily espoused, fairly clear to me at any rate. I want to remind everybody that when this 3-block concept was laid out, I was there. Now, Arthur's gone, so I'm going to speak for him in one sense. The 3-block is unthinkable to everybody. The Community Arts Council sponsored that, and it was a public endeavor, and Erickson Massey put that together. Putting together the 3 blocks was an unthinkable concept, but putting together the 3 blocks enabled the vision for a new courthouse. That's very important. It enabled the vision for preserving the old courthouse, which is why we're here tonight. And the middle block was the current government's fetish for getting downtown. These buildings were then laid out with the intention, and it was well understood by the design team, that these buildings could alter in their use, like all great buildings in the world. They could evolve. I want to be convinced, and I'm not interested in the Sears building, when I say this, I want to be convinced that the 3-block concept, which was big news in the 70s, has some validity, that the block 61, the block west of here, could not be the gallery, and the gallery extended there. Now, there was an expansion leaving Georgia Street alone. I think that was an eloquent statement of the open space by Michael, that should remain open. I don't know what happens below. At least the street needs that. I think there should be an opportunity for the many visionaries in this room and outside of this room to look at how the gallery could in fact displace the offices, etc., that are in 61, in block 61, and expand that way. And I would remind everybody that the neoclassical building, the Radbury building, is really a Palladian building. There's currently a show in New York right now on Palladium. The great lesson of Palladian work, which has driven neoclassical work for years now, is that it can be added to and expanded. Just like the annex of the court is there. That can be done. That's a question of design. There are many architects in the room, and they all know this. And it's possible to do something. When we drew up the 3-block proposal, there was also a 65-story tower. I'm the guy that took the 65-story tower and put it on its side. We couldn't show the premier of the day because he wanted 65 stories. But we showed him how it could be on its side. The subsequent premier decided to put it on its side. Now, in that whole exercise, to bring this forward to the public, is to remind everybody that it's possible to visualize. It's possible to visualize a whole new kind of structure that could be the expansion of the gallery without giving up its centrality. Without giving up its centrality. I don't think, if the gallery moves, I don't think it's ripping the heart out of the city. I think Vancouver downtown is a small city. And if you travel and visit galleries everywhere, these things become very big things. And so there's room for alternative sites. I'm not, frozen in the idea that it must remain here, but it is the magnet, it is here, and the original design allowed for that to occur. The current uses in the next block could go somewhere else, and you could expand the facility. Now, physically, I believe that's possible. And I want to remind everybody that I hope that's been looked at, seriously. Because it certainly was in the minds of the design team when this was put together. And it was a very, very realistic proposition, understanding that 20, 30, 40 years out, there'll be a change, an evolution. And here we are in that evolution. So maybe there's an opportunity there. It's really not a question. It's a reminder that the designers were aware that that was possible.
Thanks, Bruno.